I'm going into conspiracy theory mode. What if, all right, so AI's obviously learning from us, right? It's obviously learning from us because who programmed computers? Humans did. We put the information in computers. We gave AI information. And so it's constantly been expanding its awareness on everything. And that is it's already developed a life of its own. You get me? And now with the whole jab thing, again, this is a conspiracy. What if that whole jab thing was to get, oh, okay, so that's already infusing us with AI, literally. Like, we already have our phones, right? But now we're literally being chipped. And that little injection of nanotechnology, it's understanding how our body works through the inside now. So we gave them access to our human bodies. We've been giving them access to our human minds and infinite potential, but that it hasn't cracked down on that yet because it doesn't have all of the humans. That's the end goal. That's their end goal. Have everyone jabbed so that it can understand everyone. That way it can be limitless. But there are people already understanding that whole thing was all right. That was a setup. That was a setup. How can me not being jabbed affect you if you're jabbed? Like, see, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, brother. It doesn't work, sister. They tricked you. They tricked all of us into thinking that COVID was an actual disease. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Oh my goodness. It's correct. I mean, it's an actual, disease. It yeah, it exists. I may have messed up by I'll cut that off. Just understand that vid co vidco, you know what I'm saying? The disease that snuck up on us apparently. The reason I say I may have messed up is because um by simply saying certain words you can get taken off YouTube, you know. So that's why I can just cut it out, so I'm good. I can cut it out, and then now you have vidco, you know. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but something in this world already prefers us artificially. It doesn't want us naturally living. It doesn't want us natural at all. That's why it prefers chemical filled pills. That's why it prefers than nature. That's why it prefers anything than nature. Anything. They literally everything natural. Even everything natural we mess with. Everything natural, we spray it, we inject it to genetically modify it to grow faster, to last longer. See, we mess with nature. And yeah, that's on fruits and vegetables, right? And everything you can consume. And then the things that they widely accept to feed us is just ugly. The FDA approves all of this. And yeah, and then we look at marijuana, for example. We look at that as be careful. The only thing negative that can come from natural marijuana is the police. That's the only danger in it. Like, as soon as they figure out what you're growing your own food, you're growing your own plants, they'll keep an eye on you. They'll definitely keep an eye on you. Yeah, because they don't want people like that growing. They don't want people like that increasing. Because too if you get too much people growing their own food and fruits, then you start under yeah, then you start needing them less and less. Let's really go deep into this one. What if you just start understanding how to do everything for yourself? Believe it or not, you can do it. We were we weren't always so reliant on external solutions. We were, first of all, yeah, we weren't relying on all this. Look, technology, they got us on technology instead of using our actual brain. They got us on artificial intelligence, then natural intelligence. You get me? Like, again, this is, look, everything natural. Why don't they help? Why don't they try and like advertise this stuff? They don't teach how to garden in schools. Like, yeah. And then people like me, I may have a good message, but I may ruin it with my delivery, but I have a good intention behind this. I'm trying to educate people and warn people, even, because yeah, if we continue allowing this to happen, think about it. They threatened our livelihoods if we didn't get the jab. They threatened us like, okay, well, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired if you don't get this jab. You get me? They bribed us too. Why would they bribe us? You know, aren't we allowed to think for ourselves and choose what we do to our bodies? So yeah, look, there's a lot of people actually, despite what you may be aware of. Honestly, yeah, because like we may not be aware of this fact, but there are a lot of woke people who understand, okay, if this doesn't even sound like a conspiracy anymore. It just sounds like the truth. Like, if you just use common sense, it's all right. Society does prefer us taking chemical filled pills, you know. And I'm not a conspiracy to this is not a conspiracy theory to say that doctors literally prescribe you chemical filled pills and then they inject you with God knows what. They don't even tell you. Some of these doctors don't even know what's in that stuff. So how do you expect to properly know? Because we're over here trusting them with our health, and they're miseducated themselves. Yeah, because yeah, it makes sense to everyone. Despite what we may prefer at this very moment in time, it does make sense. Yeah, society, you look around, right? Where's all the healthy stuff at? And then when you find the healthy stuff, ooh, why is it not organic? Because isn't organic just less things in it? Less artificial things in it. Organic is organic. Organic is the healthiest it can get. So if it's organic, then it's not tampered with. It's just grown. But no, like society, we really poison and drug up everything. Again, including ourselves. I don't think did I mention it in this video? We mess with fruits and vegetables to amplify. Oh, and plants. We mess with everything in life naturally. I mean, I'm sorry. We mess with everything natural in life. We mess with marijuana and then we demonize it too. Yeah, because it doesn't cause any side effects mentally, physically, spiritually, when it's natural. But yeah, we chemically amplify their THC levels so that you get higher and you get addicted to it. Like, it's not meant to be a addictive plant or a drug. It's not meant to be a drug, but we drug it up. And same thing with the fruits and vegetables. Like, yeah, we really take nature for granted. And if we keep on allowing it to be taken for granted, if we don't really take it seriously, what happens when all this what happens when nature goes away? Somehow, if we somehow find ourselves not being able to have organic fruit, and vegetables and plants, basically medicine, if we're not allowed all this stuff, how would we live? Think about it literally. What happens when nature goes away? What happens when nature goes away? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Then if nature goes away on a very basic level, we're stuck with everything we still have. artificial stuff. So that means that we're stuck on chemicals. We're addicted to chemicals now forever. Instead of vibrant, colorful looking fruits and vegetables when we know that's healthy. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. God bless you guys. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, let's go back on the artificial intelligence, meaning AI. So let's think about it literally, as literal as we can, together. Okay, you're natural, right? You come out the womb. You come out your mom's belly, right? You're just born, boom, and wherever you're born. When it comes to doctors or hospitals, you're gonna be born, unless somehow you get exempt. I don't know if that's allowed. It should be, obviously. Yeah, so okay. You come out the womb. You're natural already, as natural as you can be as a baby. You're the most natural person in the room. Then they inject you with artificial off the bat. So let's think about that literally. They're injecting something artificial in your arm wherever they inject it. And already, so if they inject it in your arm, it just starts spreading. All that nanotechnology, all that artificial stuff that they spread, that they shoot in you, that really breaks up a lot of things. It breaks up the natural stuff in you. It literally breaks it. It literally just starts breaking things up. Like, it separates it. Can we deny that? No, right? Because if we inject artificial things in this certain space, it moves what was there naturally. You inject artificial mass, artificial things in this certain area, and what injecting that does is it moves everything natural, and that it moves everything that was already there. And it's not like we're not, so we got to make space for the artificial, otherwise, yeah, it's gonna go away. Okay, God bless you guys.